And welcome back to the Football Show. I'm Alex Peña.
And I'm Melissa Torre. Thank you guys so much for joining us today.
And just to recap what we spoke about in the previous block, which quarterback do you want leading your team for the next 35 years? And of course, that's always Tom Brady, because he's going to play till he's 75. Forget that whole 40 thing. But to take a complete left turn for the greatest quarterback, we're going to talk about which team do you not want to watch, which is most unwatchable. And we're going to start at number 6. The Miami Dolphins. Sorry about the low-end props, but we got budget cuts. Couldn't do graphics. The Miami Dolphins, number 6.
Okay, so I kind of disagree with the Dolphins being on this list, mainly because of their record. They're at 500 right now. They're not completely out of the playoff picture. You can't classify them as not a fun team to watch. I mean, they are pretty sloppy. The last 2 weeks have been rough for Dolphins fans across the nation, that's for sure. But they've definitely pulled out some major comeback wins with their win against the Falcons, with their win against the Jets. How are you going to say that a team that comes back from double-digit point differentials is unwatchable?
Well, we spoke about it before the show. They're 4-4. 2 of those wins should not have happened. It was a fluke win.
But they did.
It was a fluke win.
Doesn't matter if they should not have happened. They happened. They have those wins in their win column.
The Falcons choked like the Super Bowl. It just carries on.
At the end of the day, does it matter if they make the playoffs? If they got wins that they shouldn't have got, if they got them?
One reason why I have them 6 in my personal unwatchable list is because you know what the Dolphins are. You know what Jay Cutler is. He's been there for about 10 years. They traded their best player, and the Dolphins, they're not going to aspire to win the AFC East. They're not going to aspire to play in the wild card. So what are the Dolphins? They trade their best player. What is their identity?
Listen, the Dolphins definitely need to make some changes. Head coach Adam Gase definitely, with his Jay trade, I think that was a clear message to his players that he is not afraid to make adjustments to his lineup. He will let go people that he thinks he needs to let go to improve his Dolphins team 100%. I think that they need to make changes moving forward, but you cannot say that they're unwatchable.
And we're going to let go of the Dolphins at number 6. Number 5, most unwatchable team in the NFL, the New York Giants. It's tough to say the New York Giants, but considering what's happened with them, with the injury bug, I couldn't name you one single receiver. And, of course, you can always say Eli Manning is there. But there's no Tom Coughlin. The defense hasn't been playing great. So the Giants, 1 win. Right now, just tank and get some kind of help for whoever's going to be playing quarterback or whoever's going to be coaching that team, because clearly Ben McAdoo is not going to be back.
Oh, Ben McAdoo, he's rough. I mean, for him in the beginning weeks to get on Eli Manning, 100%, you can get on your quarterback. He should be coming up big for you guys. But the fact that he defends Flowers but then gets on Eli Manning just blows my mind, because he bought you guys 2 Super Bowl rings. Like, how are you going to get only on him and not the rest of the offensive line?
And some players unnamed players have said that Ben McAdoo has driven them to the ground. I don't want my team being coached by a guy that looks like he runs an unsuccessful balloon business. Giants, number 5. Number 4, most unwatchable team, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
This is like a dagger to the heart right now.
Okay. The Bucs, they were all about Jameis Winston. He's gone now. He's out for a few weeks with a shoulder injury. A shoulder injury which he should have been sitting and resting in the game against the Saints. But then we all know what happened.
Well, Jameis Winston, the dude's got natural talent. That was why he was the number 1 draft pick for them in 2015. But natural talent can only carry you so far in the NFL. I 100% think that Jameis Winston has it in him, but he has not grown as a player personally over these past 3 seasons, I think. You've seen on Sunday's game, he still acts very immature. He instigated that fight that winded up leading to Mike Evans, their best receiver, to get suspended. Jameis Winston needs to think about the consequences of his actions. He's always had that problem. He's had that problem in college. He has that problem a little bit now in the NFL. It's time for him to grow up. Dude's talented, just became the 2nd youngest quarterback to pass 10,000 career passing yards. Dude's got talent, that's undeniable, but the fact of the Bucs is they had way higher expectations coming into the season, after finishing 9-7 last year. And the fact that they have less than 3 wins just blows my mind. They're one of 4 teams that have less than 3 wins.
But
how is that even possible? With all the attention that was put on them, Hard Knocks, all that stuff, you just expected the Bucs to come in and at least be like a team that would potentially make the playoffs for the first time in 10 years.
And all I remember from the Bucs is gonna get that W. And you know what, Jameis? You got an L, and we are getting rid of you. The fourth most unwatchable team. At number 3, the Houston Texans. Now, 2 weeks ago, we would not have said that, considering they had the most explosive offense in the National Football League. But no Deshaun Watson means
Their
this
season's
team
by.
Unwatchable. Sorry, Tom Savage, we do not want to see you. Ticket sales are down. They're not feeling NRG Stadium to go see you. They do have two of the most explosive weapons with DeAndre Hopkins and Will Fuller V. Will Fuller V, I call him. But you're not going to get someone to throw him the football, and you don't have a line to protect that guy to give him the football. So, and the defense is banged up. No Whitney Merciless, no Brian Cushing because of PDs, no J.J. Watt, no Texans.
Listen, the Texans, Houston, that city had its win with baseball. It's not going to get it with football. Bye.
God giveth and taketh away. Gives with the Astros the win, takes away Deshaun Watson. At number 2 most unwatchable team in the NFL, the San Francisco 49ers. Winless on the season. We don't know who their coach is. We don't know who their players are. We don't know who their quarterback is. We do know that maybe Jimmy G.
That's why this weekend's game against the Giants is going to be a big game in the fact that it's a big potential if for both of these teams when it comes to the draft.
Well, the Niners, there are 2 winnable games in the remainder of the season at Chicago and versus Tennessee. They could go winless the rest of the season. Niners, number 2 unwatchable team. Get out of here. And the most unwatchable team, and we all know who they are.
The Browns.
The Cleveland Browns. Why? Because they're the Cleveland Browns, and nobody wants to see you.
Oh.
But we don't know who their quarterback is. We don't know. Okay, the thing about the Cleveland Browns, when they have draft picks, they miss draft players.
100%.
When they have a quarterback, they drive them to the ground. That's why the Browns are known as the cemetery of the
quarterbacks
NFL.
go to die. It's like everybody knows that watches football.
And what stings about the Cleveland Browns is when they pass up on players early in the draft,
Comes back to bite them.
Their franchise players elsewhere.
Yeah.
Deshaun Watson, of course, he's gone. But Carson Wentz, you could have had Carson Wentz or Deshaun Watson. You don't have anybody. You have Deshaun Kaiser.
Cleveland, they just make costly mistakes over and over again. It's no surprise that they're number 1 on the list.
So the Browns, you're out of here. Make sure you vote in on our poll to see which team is the most unwatchable. For you fans, you can vote at the link above. That has been this segment for Most Unwatchable Team. Come back and we'll talk some more football.
Bye. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you very much.